It's day 44, 14,926 verses left. It's day 6 of 7 in the Psalms, which is the enormous songbook written by Israel throughout their history. And we kick off in Psalm 109, where a guy was having a seriously bad day. It's actually a prayer to God that his enemy's wife would be a widow, that bailiffs would come and steal everything he has, and that his children would be wandering beggars. That would have been the worst lullaby ever. I hope God kills you, you really suck. Oh, that's pretty good. I'll finish it later. In the meantime, if you want to have mighty children, no fear of bad news, and loads of money, just check out Psalm 112. We've already had mountains singing and melting in the Psalms, but in Psalm 114, you've actually got them skipping. That is a risk assessment nightmare. In Psalm 115, you've got people who have made their own gods, craziest Blue Peter episode ever, laughing at Israel because you can't see their God at all. And in reply, they're like, yeah, do you think a yogurt pot's going to save you? This is sort of underlined in Psalm 118, where it says it's better to take refuge in the Lord than to trust in man or in princes. Or in yogurt pots. This is also the psalm where we get our first little piece of DIY advice, where it says that the stone that the builders lobbed out has become the most important one. We might have to come back to that on day 70. And now for the longest psalm in the whole Bible, 119. It's an acrostic poem where every 8 verses begins with the next letter of the Hebrew alphabet, and it's all about how this guy loves God's law. That'd be like my kids coming up to me and going,
ask me whenever to tidy my toys.
Brushing my teeth gives me so much joy.
Can I please go to bed when you say?
Doing my hair is how I'll start my day.
Oh Lord, maybe one day. So often in Psalm 119, the author even says that God's commands are better than any amount of cash he could ever get. He says that because of them, he can stay pure, he can know where he's going, no evil will ever rule over him, he gets comfort in suffering. That does all sound pretty good, to be fair. Our second piece of DIY advice comes in 127, where it says, unless the Lord builds the house, the builders labour in vain. Oh man, my parents' house is going to fall down. It also says that God grants sleep to those he loves. I knew a lion was God's idea. Tune in tomorrow for some of the cleverest things anyone's ever said.